Sourcing isn't always the most straightforward thing to do. You can have sessions where it doesn't feel very fruitful. You spend hours on a website and not much turns up. If you feel like you are struggling with it at any point, try varying up your sourcing techniques. Now, the example I like to give when I talk about this is think of it like you're raking leaves, okay? If you do that in one direction, you're only going to get so many leaves. You've got to do it in multiple directions to get all of the leaves, okay? So if we do that, we can turn a session that isn't very fruitful into a session that is fruitful. So I'm going to talk about some other sourcing techniques that we can try. Now, I bet you already have been doing it where you're looking through a store's website or a wholesaler's website or whatever, and then comparing it to Amazon. That is a standard sourcing, okay? That's the default way to do it. Now, with that, it's all well and good, but for me, the reason why I'm not too keen on doing it that way is because you can spend hours on a store's website easily, like especially if it's a big one, and then you can find stuff that is marked down, and on Amazon it just doesn't do well on Amazon. Like, we are looking for stuff that does well on Amazon. So for me, I prefer reverse sourcing, so where we're looking at what's actually working on Amazon, and then we're going to hunt around for it out there on the internet, which I find that a bit easier to do. Maybe you're watching this and you think differently. Maybe you've not tried it yet, so I'd recommend that you give it a try if you haven't done it. Try multiple techniques, try varying these things around. So what we're looking for is, I mean, the ratings and reviews and like how many people have done that, they don't really contribute too much towards like how popular the item is, how well it sells. Not really. You're looking for things like this. You're looking for how many have been purchased in the past month, okay? That's the sort of thing that you're looking out for. Now, obviously, it's going to take a lot of time to go through each individual thing to like check all that stuff. They've got it here. You want to look for things like BSR as well. And, you can look through Amazon like this. But the way that I think is great is if you have a deal analysis tool like BuyBot Pro where you can do this. So BuyBot Pro has got this little box right here, and this like enhances the reverse sourcing process. Like, the way to do it without it is essentially what I've shown you. Like, you are looking at what's going to do well, and then of course you just Google search that product. Now with this, you not only have the information that's here, you also have the addition of the BSR and the category, and of course a bit of competition info, and who is if Amazon is holding the buy box. You can open up the deal analysis tool as well to have a look at the rest of the stuff about this item, and with that click of a button you can Google search that product like nice and easy, and you don't have to type anything in. So there's sort of an enhancement for doing it if you have a deal analyzer like BuyBot Pro. You should have a deal analyzer anyway. Like, there's not really any way I can see doing Amazon without one. It's essential that you analyze stuff. It's essential that you know all the ins and outs of how it is on Amazon. So you're going to get one, and you might as well get one that does something like this as well. So it makes reverse sourcing easier. Now let's take a look at the other thing I'm going to talk about, which is called storefront stalking. Now, you can have a look at any seller's storefront on Amazon. Okay, you just go on to like a listing, you look at all of the sellers, and you click the hyperlinked name of the seller that you want to check out. So you can go through to their storefront. These are all of the items that this seller is selling. And what you're looking for is when you go through the pages, what you're looking for is a common theme. And the next thing I was going to talk about has just popped up, but you're looking for a common theme. You're looking for what they sell a lot of, because they're not just going to be selling all these things if it didn't work out for them. Okay, they wouldn't be crazy like that. And this can give us a bit of a lead in a sense. So obviously these products must work out for them. So either there's a sale on somewhere of these products, or maybe they have an exclusive deal with a wholesaler or whatever. There can be like a dozen reasons for why they have this particular item. Obviously it's got to work out for them. And one of the main contributing factors will be the price is cheap enough somewhere. Okay, so these can be great leads for us, and obviously they'll get stuff that works out. So a bit of the work's already done. Like, they're not going to buy something that isn't really selling. Of course, we have to be a bit cautious in case they're not really on top of their inventory and clearing out things that don't work so great anymore. So there's a bit of caution to be had, but that's where our own analysis comes in. And doing it without any sort of like additional assistance from a tool or whatever. Obviously, what you're doing is looking through the page and seeing what pops up a lot. Now, again, Buy What Pro is here to help us with that same box, and then it has this panel as well where we have a bit more detail about every single item they have in their inventory. But what I like the most about this is where we can click on store details, and without having to look through every single thing, we just get what exactly we want to know in an instant. So the top brands that they're selling, the top categories that they sell in, and the product count for that brand and the category. Now, this is a nice way of summing up in a matter of seconds what they have a lot of. Now, they have a lot of Lego, so something is working out for them somewhere, okay? They're getting these things cheap enough from somewhere, right? Have a look on the internet, okay? Have a look at where is selling Lego. Where's reducing Lego? Maybe it's a wholesaler, in which case have a look around wholesalers as well. It's a fantastic way to gain leads, to get you on the scent of stuff that could work. Okay, so reverse sourcing, storefront stalking, give them a try. If you've got a deal analyzer, if you've got BuyBot Pro, you get additional assistance with those things to make those processes far easier than doing it without any assistance. But obviously, with or without, they are great techniques to try, and they can help you shake more things loose from the tree, and that is more money.